episode. You're tuned in, watching the Glamorouz Gossip. You should already know me. It's Kiana Nicole and my co-host, Sydney Nichelle. I know you guys are wondering, like, okay, I only see one person on the couch today. You will get to hear from Sydney a little bit later. We are doing something a little bit different today. We're filming in two separate places. So we just wanted to come on here for a little bit, not really a full episode today, but we wanted to keep giving you content every week about our experiences. And I know you want to hear this topic. So today's topic is friendship breakup. So as you already know, when we come and sit on the couch, we always give you a word of the day. So the word of the day is going to be unfriend. Okay? So you already know, if you say this word, I'm gonna go ahead and take it for you. We're going to sip. We're going to take a drink. So you guys that are watching, if you say unfriend, just go ahead and take you a sip. And I'll do the same. All right, so like I said, the topic of today is going to be friendship breakups. I know everybody goes through them. Everybody handle them differently, okay? So I'm just going to give you my experience. So I've had two major friendship breakups in my life, I believe. They're both were major because these were my homies. These were my best friends. These were the females that I kicked it with. They know a lot about me. I know a lot about them. So it really hurt me when our friendship went down, okay? But I'm just gonna go into one of the friendship breakups are actually now more so cordial. We're working on our friendship. We're building our friendship back. So I don't want to really get into that one, but I will get into the more recent one. I feel like our friendship, that was my homie, y'all. But I mean, we broke up because of something really, really petty, I think. I feel like it was high schoolish. I feel like communication could have fixed it. You know, I'm more of a communicator than her. I felt like I was more vocal in the situation, told her how I felt, but I probably didn't know how she felt until probably after a year had passed. But we could have really handled that if we would have just communicated and just talked about it, because it was really, 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 really petty. So we're gonna get into that today. You're gonna hear from me. Then of course we're gonna take it over to Sydney, and of course we want to hear from you guys. How do you handle friendship breakups? Because like I said, everybody handle them differently. So the first question I would like to ask would be, what do you say when people ask you about your friend? Like, why are you guys not talking anymore? What's going on? For me, it just depends on the person. It depends on who you are. So if you're somebody that's technically close to me, that I built a bond with, we talk, you know, and occasionally we talk about personal things. You may get that full story, but 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to be someone that doesn't know the situation or doesn't even know the person. Because I feel like that's kind of messy. You know what I'm saying? When you're venting to a mutual someone. Oh, well, now we're going to get into that mutual friend a little bit later. But I feel like that's messy. So I prefer to vent to someone who doesn't know anything, who isn't biased, who will give me their honest opinion. Because basically for me, like I said, it's definitely a vent session, probably to get it off my chest. And that's how I cope with things. I have to get it all out. I can't just hold it in. I have to get it all out so I can move past it and don't think about it no more. You know what I'm saying? because life still goes on at the end of the day, whether you friends or not. But that's how I cope with mine. Now, if it's somebody that's just used to seeing me and this person together, and they ask me like, oh, where is so-and-so? I'm probably gonna get them a bullshit ass answer. I ain't gonna even flex. It's probably gonna be like, oh, I don't know, or we ain't talking right now. I probably won't even say that. It's probably gonna be something like, we just haven't been talking as much lately, or I haven't heard from her, or something like that. It's gonna be some bullshit. It's probably gonna make you wonder, like, okay, what is she talking about? So let's get into that mutual friend. So have you guys ever had been friends with somebody and there's a mutual friend involved? So when you guys break up, how does that work? Who does that mutual friend choose? For me, I have actually never been in that situation before. I have never been with friends with someone where we had an actual equally mutual friend. I just never been in that situation before. I've been in the situation where we're friends, and you got your family that I'm close to, or your like family and friends that I'm close to. But when we get cut off, or we're not friends anymore, or we have that friend breakup, I'm probably not going to speak to your family as much either. That's just me. Maybe I felt like they weren't for me. But I'm not saying that in every situation, but it may be in some. So moving right along, can you and your friend remain cordial after the friendship breakup, or do you guys just separate? For me, in my younger days, it probably would be like, okay, I'm gonna cut this bitch off. But that's just me. I feel like I can just cut anybody off in the drop of a dime, especially in my younger days. But now that I'm older and a little bit mature, it's like, you learn to handle people differently. It doesn't mean that you have to stop talking to them. It doesn't mean you have to stop hanging out with them. But you do learn how to deal with them, because now you know the person. You know how they are. Because you went through something that you probably never thought that you would go through with them. So you know that situation. So for me, I don't cut a person off. You know what I'm saying? Because a person's going to get what's coming for them. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I want anything bad to happen to anybody, but I do not cut a person off. I just deal with them differently, whether it be, I'm probably not going to tell you personal things anymore. I'm probably not going to hang out as much. I will hang out with you, but it's not going to be like, oh, we got to hang out every weekend. In my situation, in my friend breakup, I feel like now we're getting to a point where we are cordial. I can't say that we just cut each other off, because we technically did not. It's always been DMs. It's always been a text every now and then, or if something major, it's always been there. It's always been open to where she knew she could probably still reach out to me, and vice versa. So it's never been just a cut off situation. I think now we're in probably a better place to where it's like, oh, do you want to hang out? And I think maybe eventually we will get back to that place that we used to be. And I'm pretty sure if she watches this, she's gonna know who I'm talking about. But it's okay. This is a safe platform. We don't go deep into the business. We don't say any names, but we would love to hear from you, our audience. Let us know your friendship breakups. Let us know about how, if you had mutual friends, and which side did they gravitate to. Let us know if you remain cordial. or if you just separated, period. But I will say this on a good note. If you are friends with someone, and this is just me, just a little bit more mature than I was when I was younger. If you are friends with someone, you should never let anything, you know what I'm saying, come between that friendship. Because at the end of the day, before that breakup, you guys talked about everything. You probably told her your business. She told you her business. You know her secrets. She know your secrets. So what is hard for two people that close to have that hard conversation about what you're feeling? I feel like that's where we fall short in friendships. But like I said again, if you could talk about everything in your life, you could definitely have that hard conversation with your friend and say, hey friend, I don't like this. Hey friend, you hurt my feelings. Hey friend, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand. I am that person. And I think the older I get, probably when I was in my 20s, no, I'm not gonna have that hard conversation. Like, it probably was uncomfortable. No. But now, in my 30s, it's like, I don't mind having hard conversations. Friend, you wanna talk? Let's talk. I'm gonna keep it real with you. But that is just me. So, like I stated again, friends, check on your friends. Make sure they're okay. Friends, we don't read minds. So let us know how you feel when you're feeling a certain way. Don't hold it in, okay? At all. So now we're going to hear from our lovely co-host, Sydney Nichelle, on her friendship breakups.
So my experience with friendship breakups kind of derived from my 20s. I feel like now, present day, I haven't had any friendship breakups that just felt like it was the end of the world. Because I feel like when it has been that present, it felt like the end of the world. Even to this day, one that comes to mind, I still don't have like a definitive answer of why our friendship, just ended. One of the hardest parts, I do believe, is the piece where, your friends basically choose a side. Cause then you really get to see where people's loyalty lied. I feel like I've been the type to, depending on who it was, I was able to be friends with both parties. And then if I was the person actually in it, I literally had to stop talking to certain people because of this particular thing that they did. I hate that, but that's normally how it is. Whoever you're closer to more tends to get whatever mutual friends that y'all have had. But it sucks though, because you feel like if you did this particular thing to this person, you guys had this disagreement, and your mutual friends choose a side, it sucks for honestly both, because now it's awkward. And I'm the type that, you know what, let me just take myself out of the equation. I don't even want you to have to choose a side. I'm just going to eliminate myself. That's most of the time how I move in situations, because I don't want you to feel like you can't talk around me. I don't want you to feel like if that person comes up in a certain subject that you feel like, what is she going to say? Like, I don't even want to do all that. So I tend to, take myself out of the equation. Now, as far as being cordial with them after the fact, there's been certain instances where I've been able to, but I am a true tourist. Sometimes when I'm mad and you didn't apologize, I don't feel like I need to apologize. We just gonna end it. Now, if I see you in certain settings, I'm not about to be acting crazy around you, but I am gonna treat you like you don't exist. There's been times where I've been in a room with somebody literally that I've had this long friendship with, and because of whatever happened, literally walked past them like nothing ever, like I never knew them, because that's just how it got. I hate that, it got to that point, but that's the truth. There are certain friendships, even to this day, I wish that I could have closure with. But some things, you guys, are just not meant to be. I hate that a lot of the situations that I've been in that have ended a friendship, I feel like neither one of us got to really tell our side of what happened, and it just ended. And I feel like it's always awkward, especially like when your circle is already small and y'all kind of run in the same circles. It's just like, it's awkward. And I think I kind of went out of that once I graduated college, and maybe a couple of years after. I just didn't have those instances where I would have to see the particular person that, I've had a falling out with. You grow up, that's life. You grow up. So I would hope that by now, people that I guess had friendship breakups would have moved on from it. Cause I've moved on from it. But honestly, those friends that were really, 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 really important to me that I no longer speak to for whatever reason, I wish them well. I hope that whatever we had going on isn't still in the back of their mind. But it's tough because, like, especially like when you are really, really good friends with somebody and you literally talk to them every day, you hung out with them all the time, just for it to end, you basically have to start over. Your whole routine has to start over. Knowing their family, like, you have to disconnect from their family. You have to disconnect from the friends that they brought into you guys' situations. You have to disconnect from so many things. It's been times where I stopped going to certain places because I know that was one of their hangout spots. So it's similar to a relationship breakup. Like, you literally move differently, and it is hard to get over because you've done so many things and you've shared so many funny stories, good and bad stories, that just to start over, and it's especially if mine have ended over, to me, stupid stuff that probably could have been resolved. But being young, you make stupid decisions, you say things that you don't mean. But the friendship breakups that I have had taught me a lot about myself. Taught me a lot about how I have been passive in certain friendships, things that bothered me. I didn't initially say because I didn't want to hurt the person's feelings. It's even though it sucks that, you're not friends with certain people anymore, I always want to do some type of takeaway from it. So I really can say that I've learned a lot about myself in those particular situations that bothered me. And maybe, just as much as somebody being wrong, you can be wrong as well if you're not expressing what made you feel a certain way. Because I used to be the queen of that. Like, I would feel a certain way about something that somebody did to me, and then instead of expressing it, I would just be quiet. I would just, go off in my little zone and them not hear from me for a certain amount of time and wondering what's wrong. So, honestly, a lot of friendship breakups have taught me that. It's one of those moments you just gotta sigh, because I hate that it's even certain memories that I can't even, think about, or certain, pictures, or just any memories that I just don't even like thinking about because it makes me think of that person. But at the same time, it's a growing experience. And I feel like now, because I'm in my 30s, I don't really get in situations to where I feel like I have to, to me, a friendship breakup right now just wouldn't happen. I feel like normally now, because I've learned from the past, when I'm getting to know somebody, it's like you got a trial run with me. Like, I'll know within a few months whether this is going to be something, like this is a true friendship, or whether it's not. So that particular thing has happened to me recently, to where, I've started hanging out with somebody for a couple of months, And then I started seeing stuff that maybe I just didn't like about them, and then I kind of slowly drifted off. So if that counts as a friendship breakup too, then yeah, I've had a few of those. But the ones that are memorable are the ones that, you know, the people that you've grown up with, that you drifted apart for whatever reason. Those tend to hurt the most. But definitely you can get past it. And I think the way I've gotten past it is because I've realized the things that they did wrong in our friendship, and I've realized the things that I've done wrong in our friendship. So I feel like that's growth for me. But that's my take on friendship breakups. They can be hard, they can be difficult, but you definitely can get through them. It does take time. There's certain things that you have to eliminate that you probably didn't even realize. And everybody has their own way of getting through a friendship breakup. Some people go the route that I wouldn't, kind of just being mean, having your mad day. That's not me either. I like to, whatever we had in our friendship, that's what it was. Me running out and telling your business just because we're not friends anymore, that's not me either. I like to think about the good things that were that happened during our friendship, rather than the few things that were probably bad. But I don't want to dwell in that. I just want to keep the positive memories instead. So that's my take.
I also do want to add, when you're going through something, a friendship breakup, it also makes you think about other things. The good, the bad, the ugly. In my experience, it made me think about some of the bad, of course. It made me feel like in certain instances, she wasn't supportive of me, in different things that I was going through at the time, and things that were very important to me that I thought she should have been there for. And it made me feel like, okay, she's not there for me, but I felt like when she needed me, I was always there. I'm big on showing up for my friends. If any of my friends know that, I'm big on it, and I'm gonna be on time too. But it just made me think about that. It also makes you think about, you know, when you get other friends or when you start talking to other people, it made me realize that maybe she felt some type of way about that. And I can get that to a certain extent, because me and Sydney have definitely talked about this on the couch before. And it was a question brought up on one of our last episodes, not the last one maybe, but one of our episodes, where we talked about, can you have multiple be your friends, and can you have other friends? I know some people only want that one person, and I think Sydney was the one that she was like, oh, well, you can definitely have multiple best friends, and I totally agree with that. But some people just want their person, and that's okay. And maybe that was her. And if you do, it's okay. And I still think that you should convey that to your friend, and not, when that situation comes about, now you're acting differently. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said again, we don't read minds, and we don't know what's wrong. And we should definitely convey how we feel. So like I said again, my friend breakup experience, it really made me think. And I think when we broke up, that friendship broke up, I really had time to really think, and I really had time to get to know myself, and I really had time to actually work on myself, which is major. Like, when I got rid of, not saying got rid of my friend or whatnot, but got rid of things that were surrounding my friend that I felt like wasn't really positive. And like I said again, not saying that my friend was negative. No. like different things that were maybe around her, it made me, I was able to really, when you get all the negativity out your life, you really have like the mind to really focus on things that you really have been wanting to focus on, and fix things and work on things for yourself. And I can say in this past year I've gotten to work on weight loss, eating better, just building connections. And that doesn't mean like making new friends or better friends or anything like that. Just like I said, building different connections, you know what I'm saying? I've been able to focus on different things that I wanted to do. Hence, this is why this podcast was started, because me and Sydney have been through many friend experiences. And guess what? We want to talk about it. You know what I mean? So here we are today, talking about our friend experiences to you. So thank you for watching. We will be back again next week. Reminder, tune in every Wednesday. Episodes drop every Wednesday. And feel free to comment, like, and once again, subscribe. And thank you for watching.